I have a problem. I mean, clearly I have many problems. I'm a problematic person. I'm full of problems. Entire body full of problems. I have one particular problem, and it's not like a puzzle problem that I need help solving. Well, I guess it could be, but it's more a problem within me, inside of me, that I probably should do some kind of work towards fixing, sorting it the fuck out. Ewan, me, one. The problem basically is this. I will sometimes get preposterously annoyed, like over the top annoyed, unnecessarily so, when sometimes if somebody leaves a comment on a post I make on Instagram or YouTube or whatever, where they're clearly trying to be funny, but they're just not quite got it or getting it. It just isn't quite that. I can see kind of where they're trying to do, where they're coming from. I see the aim, but I feel like oftentimes it's maybe they leave that comment because they think I'll find it funny, because they've maybe gotten an idea in their head of who I am and what I like and what I'll find funny. Sometimes people leave comments and they are funny. I'm not saying no one ever is funny. I'm just saying the ones that bug me are when people try to be funny, and it just, to me, it comes across as I just want them to fucking shut up. No, that's not it. Shut up. Don't ever comment on my shit again. Fucking unfollow me. I'd never say that. I need the followers. I need the numbers, please, for the love of God. But it's just because there's just, I read the comment and sort of without really trying or thinking about it, my first thought is, oh, shut up. It's that kind of thing, which is almost vicious. It's not a nice way to think and behave. Now, I think the way I can solve this is what does often happen, and what I should keep in mind more often, is I'll have that thought, but then I will remember that what I like to do is, if I am on Instagram, for instance, and I see a post that, say, as an example, someone has drawn a picture of a blue monster, and they've put the caption blue monster, and that's it. What I will do is I will leave a comment underneath saying blue monster, because that's the shit that I think is really not just funny, but smart, witty and funny. Oh, look at me, king of the castle, a veritable Bob Dylan, a Wordsworthian wunderkind, evidently, obviously, clearly the next Shakespeare of our time. His way with words, the way he takes words and moulds them to do what he will with them. A puppeteer of language. Oh, what a clever guy he is. And funny too. Not just smart, but really, really funny. Oh, what a funny man. Funny Ewan, funny is. Taking the words blue monster and turning them into blue bonster. It could be moo blonster, I guess. That rolls off the tongue a bit better. But I prefer blue bonster, because it's bonce, and bonce is a funny slang term for head. Oh, he knocked me right in mid bonce, he did. I walked outside and he was swinging the hose pipe round and it knocked me clear on the bonce. I fell on the floor and dropped my fish and chips all over everywhere. Those cats came to eat the fish. They ate my feet as well because they smelled like, I don't know. Bonce is a funny word. So blue bonster, because I'm so funny. Me leaving comments underneath people, and I can only imagine their reaction to it just being one of dumbfoundedness or complete I don't know the word, just disinterest, just barely even registering that a comment was left. They see it and just go, what? Oh, nothing. Okay, I'll ignore that. Blue monster. Taint pubes. What is that supposed to be funny because it's the word pubes? What is this idiot talking about? Taint pubes. Oh, this fucking guy thinks he's funny. He's a fucking idiot. He needs to shut up. No, seriously, it's funny because what you do, you take the first letters of the, and you swap them, and then. So that's what I try to keep in mind in those moments when I get annoyed, unreasonably annoyed by people trying to be funny. And how dare I get annoyed at someone trying to be funny? That's like getting annoyed at someone drawing and the drawing not being brilliant straight away. Like, let them try to do the thing. They're trying to be funny. Let them try to be funny. Don't be such a cunt, Ewan. You fucking cunt. Ewan the cunt. McLaughlin. That's how I know I'm funny, by the way. Because the name McLaughlin, in case you are unaware, it's my surname. It's Scottish. It means son of Lachlan. That's what Mc means. Lachlan. That's how we spell Lachlan because we're idiots. Literally has the word laugh in it. My name is literally McLaughlin. I was destined to be fucking hilarious forever and ever. It's in my blood. It's in my genes. It's in my genomes. My genetic makeup. I wear makeup. Genetic makeup. Come all over my face. I put it on every day. Sometimes my own. Sometimes I borrow it from a friend. Obviously, I'm drawing Machete. Machete. I have to pronounce the T in Machete when I say it, because if I say, hello, today I'm drawing Machete. See how silly that sounds? Machete. Today I'm drawing Machete. There was a guy at college who'd always do that. So he'd be like, I was taking, like, as I'd say, I took loads of photos of this thing, of this or that. He'd always say photos. And he was, English. He wasn't over the top, well-spoken English, not like me, not like the posh, aristocratic me that I am. But he spoke like an English guy, whatever. And then I remember him because he liked photography, so he took a lot of photos, but he'd always call them photos. Oh yeah, so I was going to take some photos of this and take some photos of that. It's just it sounds wrong. It doesn't sound right. See, an American can say it's fine. Machete, they're coming for you this summer. Watch out for Machete. Danny Trejo is Machete. It works, but then if I say, hello boys and girls and non-binary, etc., it's everybody, welcoming literally everybody except for, people, the other ones who don't like this. Today, I'm going to be drawing Machete. It sounds silly. It sounds like I'm saying Michelle. Who the hell is Michelle? Why are you drawing they? So I have to say Machete. Hello, today I'm drawing Danny Trejo as Machete. Drawing a picture of one Daniel Trejo as the character, the anti-hero, Machete. Penis greenus. What did it do? Let's just add loads of extra knives. See, I love this. I watched Planet Terror recently. Again, I've seen it before loads of times. Funny, good, funny. It's a zombie film. It fits into my category of shit. And obviously they got the trailers, the fake trailers. The one at the start of Machete, which later became an actual film, which is quite cool. I love the scene where he opens his jacket and he's got just all fucking machetes, knives and shit. It's fucking great. So I wanted to draw it. So I'm drawing it. Because that's the magic of art. Hey, that's a really cool thing. I'd like to draw a picture of that. I'd like to make my own version, my own vision of that. And so I will, and so I do. That's what we do. That's why artists are good, because we're magic. We make shit happen make shit exist that hadn't previously existed. Not always shit that people want to exist, mind. But and so I'm drawing Machete with his opening up his. I don't know how well I'm going to get the likeness of Mr. Trejo. I feel like I need his chin to be a lot bigger and his eyes to be fucking Machete gets the women. That's that bit in the trailer. Where are my wife and daughter? And he's with them in the pool and they've got their boobs out. It's funny. Machete. And that's basically that. So now I'm drawing him. Now I've just got to draw loads of knives. I really like images like that. I keep meaning to draw more. I did, I guess, kind of an early. I don't know if it's in the. Obviously, the art I did for this was stolen from Simon Bisley's Body Count, and it's close, but it's like, so it's Gun Viking, and he's got a gun here and a gun there, and axes and a gun. Oh no guns behind him, but axes on his belt, a gun held here, and then, he should have had more. But I love shit like that where they've just got stuff, just guns and weapons and fucking things everywhere, strapped with bullets and knives in the pockets and axes here and there and shit everywhere. And I always keep sort of telling myself I should draw more stuff like that. I like drawing goblins, or just people, but goblins with like loads of stuff, like a backpack packed really high with shit, with bedrolls and little chests and boxes and saucepans and mugs and animals and whatever, just stuff. I like stuff. And I like drawing stuff, and those drawings can look really cool. And there's a few artists that do that kind of thing really well, and I keep meaning to do more shit like that because it's cool, and I like that. And I feel like this is a good version of that. It's not quite the same, but it's basically that, isn't it? It's he's got a lot going on, and he's got a lot of stuff. We like the stuff. They don't call me Ewan the stuff McLaughlin for nothing. Did you know my surname McLaughlin has the word laugh in it? It's like I was destined to be. Also, machetes are annoyingly difficult to draw. Because anytime I draw Jason Voorhees, who typically is shown with a machete, I don't know if he uses one all of the time. Because this is not a good machete shape. Because you've got to get the angle right. Because if you do it wrong, then it just looks like a curved sword. Like, that's close, but it's kind of, it's got to be like this, and then come in a bit here, but curved. Like that. That is sort of, in my mind, that's like the machete shape, and then fucking handle or whatever. That is basically machete-ish. Like that, to me, I look at that and I see machete. I look at this, I see weird sword. This, I don't know, maybe close to an Uruk-hai sword. Uruk-hai, the orc type guys from Lord of the Rings. Their swords are like that. With a bit of, and they're fucking flat. I like that as well. That's like a good bit of brutalist sort of design of just fucking metal plank sharpened on one end. It just fucking cuts into shit. Like orc weapons. That's I mean, not to sound unoriginal, but all the design elements of Lord of the Rings are done really, really well, in my opinion. I think they did a really good job designing all the stuff in Lord of the Rings. Hot take for you there, today's episode. Maybe I'll title it that. The hot take episode. Something isn't Lord of the Rings kind of good. I rewatched that recently as well. And that's another thing that's actually one thing I have thought about that I want to draw is a hobbit packed up with gear. Because they have, their little packs with the bedroll and they've got their cloaks on, which is cool. Little weapons, little hobbit weapons, or, elf weapons that they got given or whatever. And that could be a really cool drawing of like a hobbit just laden with gear, looking like fucking... What's that game? I got it one birthday. Buckaroo. Either a birthday or a Christmas, I got Buckaroo. I think I asked for it because I wanted to pack the shit on the donkey and then it goes patoo and it flings all the shit everywhere. Buckaroo, man, that was some fun. That was a fun fucking game. Buckaroo. God damn. I might have to see if I can get hold of Buckaroo. We can play Buckaroo on the podcast. I have to do a live stream of Buckaroo, and then people in the chat can pick objects. They can vote for the next object to go on, and then I can do. And then if chat loses, I block every one of them from Instagram, YouTube, everything, and they can never view my content again. And if I lose, then I pretend I never played in the first place. I throw it off the desk and I just draw a goblin penis or something, and we carry on, and then that's fine. I've only played the first 3 Metal Gear Solid games, and I am aware that there are older Metal Gear Solid games. So the first Metal Gear Solid game on PlayStation, the first one everyone knows as the first one, with the Psycho Mantis, where you put your controller in the other bit so he can't. Meryl's code's on the back of the box, literally on the physical back of the. So you have to. So I know there are previous games. So if I say I've only played the first 3, I don't mean I don't mean the older ones. The Metal Gear Solid, PlayStation, Psycho Mantis, Liquid, Meryl thing on the back of it. That one first. Also, Metal Gear Solid 2, Sons of Liberty, and also Metal Gear Solid 3, Snake Eater. Really enjoyed Snake Eater. It was a lot of fun. The ladder scene where you, for ages and where the whole song plays, the very James Bond-ish style song. I'm still in a dream, Snake Eater. Loved it, fantastic. But my very favourite game, the one I played the most out of that series, is Metal Gear Solid 2, Sons of Liberty. I played that so many times. I know it I don't really. I've forgotten it by now. It would be cool to play it again. Maybe I'll see if I can play it again. Big Shell. There's a vampire in it. He runs really fast. You spend most of the game playing as Raiden, and you're like, why the fuck am I playing as... I want to play as Snake. What the fuck is this shit? Who's this fucking twink? This blonde fucking twink. And I want to play as this blonde fucking twink, who I get to see naked at some point. He's covering his... And there's a bit of a straw covering it. And I want to play as Snake. Pliskin. Iroquois Pliskin, as he calls himself. It's a whole... You've got to play the game to know. But then you realise, okay, you get to see the character of Snake from a different point of view, and you still interact, and it's good. It works. It's like they know what they're doing. Old Mr. Kojima over there. And so it's very cool to be able to have a Metal Gear Solid 2 Sons of Liberty graphic novel with art by Ashley Wood. Arguably one of the favourite artists. Ashley Wood. This is volume 2, which means there's at least one other one previous to this that I don't have and will likely never get. Oh, and there's a first Metal Gear Solid. Maybe I'll try to find them someday. I probably won't. Maybe I will, but I probably won't. I've shown this before, probably a couple of times. Probably in regards to showing work by Ashley Wood, and this is some of that. But I saw it on my shelf. I thought about it. And that's right. I thought about it. It was in my brain. I was like, oh shit, don't I have a? And then I found it, and I was like, yeah, fuck yeah, man, Ashley Wood. And it's, I can say I repeat the same shit again and again because that's welcome to the podcast. That's what I do here. A younger me, a teenage / early 20s me, would have despised this comic because, in my mind, comic book art was the sort of stuff you see in 90s Image comics, that type of thing. Some Marvel, some DC, but largely the type of inking, a bit more scratchy, but still sort of solid inking, cross-hatching, big muscle men, guns, shit, that kind of shit, skulls and fire everywhere. Which is why I hated, initially, despised, needlessly, Mike Mignola's Hellboy comics, because I loved the films of Hellboy. Hellboy 2 is fucking fantastic. Hellboy 1 is a great film, but 2, I think it's almost better than the original. And then there's the new ones, and and so I was like, oh, it's based on a comic. Let me find the comics. Go to the shop, find the comics, look through them, and go, this is shit. This is absolute horse shit. Where's all the lines? Where's all the cross-hatching? Where's the big muscly men with guns and metal arms and pouches and shit? Where is all the cool stuff that's supposed to be in comics? This is a bunch of black and white shapes vaguely telling a story. This is horse shit. Oh, that's a vagina. She's got it covered, but that's a vagina. Luckily, I'm happy to say I grew up and I understood and I learned to appreciate that the fact that comics like this exist is amazing. It almost does a lot of what comics tell you not to. If you read almost any like guide on how to draw comics, they'll say have panel borders, have gutters between the panels. You have to have white space between each panel. This does none of that. This shit blends panels together. Just some lines. Sometimes no lines at all. Sometimes you don't need them because if you're somebody who reads comics, you sort of kind of inherently know how to read comics. So you understand if there's a picture here and then a picture here, you read it like that. You don't need everything to be clearly defined by 5mm gutters between the panels with distinct borders and no images going over them unless it's one every 5 to 10 pages for dramatic effect. You get something like this and it blows all of that out of the water because it can, because you can. Shit like this, that's a fantastic page. I love how sketchy and expressive it is. Loose, it almost looks bad in terms of how it's drawn. No panel borders, no backgrounds, no nothing. You don't need any of that. But you know, looking through a book, reading a comic, this is a panel, this is a panel. And this is, I guess, maybe another little insert panel. It's fantastic. That's the shit they tell you not to do. And then you fucking do it and you go, oh, look, it worked. It's almost as if you should just not fucking tell me what to do because I know what the fuck I'm doing, you fucking cunts. Also, I love Ashley Wood's art. Obviously. That noise was a bit unnecessary, wasn't it? The doy. I think that's sort of what I was going for. But I love it. What's the name of the guy who did the original? It's not Yoshi. It's Yoji something. Metal Gear Solid artist. That would bring it up, because that would be like the guy who does the art for Metal Gear Solid. Come on. Yoji Shinkawa. Right on. Yeah, he's the Metal Gear Solid artist. His work is beyond phenomenal, and it absolutely created or helped to create the look of Metal Gear Solid. His line work is incredible. It's loose but contained. It's so stylized but not over the top. His limited use of colour is amazing. the compositions he creates with like characters, heads, bodies, whatever. The way he draws all the elements of Metal Gear Solid, armor plating, like exoskeletons and sneak suits, weaponry. The look he gives his drawings of Snake and, you know, Raiden and other characters and stuff. Just so spot on, nail on the fucking head of perfection of like design and illustration. And I feel like Ashley Wood is almost a perfect accompaniment to that. Like if you're going to get anyone to do a Metal Gear Solid graphic novel outside of getting Yoji Shinkawa to do it, which I don't even know if he would do. I don't know if he draws comics. I can't think of many people that would do it better than Ashley Wood. Well, I mean, there are people who could do it, who could do the job, but I think Ashley Wood's art speaks / lends itself so well to Metal Gear Solid, especially when you keep in mind Yoji Shinkawa's artwork, because it almost looks like he's obviously not trying to, but inadvertently imitating Yoji Shinkawa's style, because Ashley Wood uses a lot of sketchy lines, a lot of loose lines, but his compositions are fantastic. Limited colour, which he does in all of his comics. There's a good chance Ashley Wood in general is inspired by Yoji Shinkawa, because who wouldn't be? But this, it looks like it's on its way to being Yoji Shinkawa's artwork in terms of line use, colour, composition, white space. I love these panels. They're so great for a Metal Gear Solid comic. You can see that's the big shell in the background with limited, very limited lines, the railings and stuff. Such loose, sketchy little figures, but you know that's Snake and that's Raiden. The way he's drawn the shapes and stuff, and just literally a line for Snake's nose, and then almost like half silhouette of Snake's face with his nose protruding. The bandana, the iconic bandana of Snake, is so good. And then with the gun up, with his pose, with the rocket launcher on his back, the Stinger missile launcher, I guess. That's a fantastic panel. To get the face like that, it's so simple visually, but so easy to fuck up, and can be so difficult to really put the face, and to have the confidence to put basically everything in shadow apart from the forehead and nose, and just hinting at the cheekbones with these like scribbly, scraggly lines, but everything is as defined as it needs to be for you to be able to see what's going on. I mean, I'm not going to sit here and flip through every page and go, oh, this is the story of... I think that's Fortune. An eternal nightmare. See, 'cause she can't die. Or that's what she thinks anyway. And I mean, Ashley Wood is a good choice as well, because it's clearly Ashley Wood's drawings and clearly his style, but he does a very good job of making everything look like what it's supposed to be, which obviously other artists can do, but like, because that looks like Metal Gear Ray, which again, you'd think it's easy shapes to do, but to make it like work and to make it impactful, it takes a lot of skill to make it work. And you know, Ashley Wood do it well, doesn't he? Not just drawing Metal Gear Ray, but making Metal Gear like move around as like a creature, almost like a dinosaur with how it moves, making it look like it can do that rather than just be a robot. And the simpleness of like, it's shooting and then Raiden's running away from the shots and they're like exploding on the ground behind him. He jumps, swipes at it. They're so like just almost really basic images, but they fucking work. They're almost abstract. You can look at that and almost not know what's going on. It's just, which I say about Ashley Wood's work quite a lot, I think. I have said about some of his more recent comics. It's just a bunch of shit, a bunch of lines, but you pay attention, you realise what he's doing with light, shadow, and whatever. I love that panel, a little insert panel. Olga. Oh, I forgot about Olga. She's cute, wasn't she? Yeah. Yes, it's pretty... is that Ocelot? Oh, is that where he... Yeah, it's where he shoots Fortune. See, because Fortune's got this thing where she can't die. That's why she's called Fortune. Where, like, bullets... She doesn't dodge bullets. Bullets dodge her. They just always go around her. She can't get hit. She can't die. And she's got this curse because she's in battle. She wants to die in battle, but she can't because she can't get hit. And then Ocelot shows up, blam! One bullet to the shoulder, shoots her. And she's like, how? You can't do that. And he's like, bitch, I don't understand. Of course you don't. What was it? Something. Oh, you've only ever possessed what we gave you. See, because it was the people behind everything that gave her this, like, electromagnetic fucking thing that stops bullets being able to hit her. But if you're the one in charge, you can turn it off, shoot her when you don't need her anymore. Brilliant. Bloody brilliant. I mean, I'm not here to talk about the inner workings of the world of Metal Gear Solid, but it's fucking good, isn't it? Yeah. Oh, I could use this in Gun Viking versus the Minotaur. And that could be either character. That could be the Minotaur hunching over as Gun Viking's about to attack, or that could be Gun Viking hunching over as the Minotaur's about to attack. I could just steal everything and make it my own. And then there's less work for me to do. Perfect. I assume, yeah, art gallery. That's what we like, innit? Ooh, I like when Ashley Wood does dark and brooding, because he does that quite well. Again, with his heavy use of shadow. That's good. I like this. That's cool. Showdown. A draw. I guess Ocelot. And the fairly typical Ashley Wood shapes of, like, feet and the expressive blast mark or whatever. That's cool. That's almost... That could be a Hellboy cover, couldn't it? That's quite Mignola-ish. In terms of colour and light and dark and whatever. That's a cool little showdown bit. Good Snake. His gun. That's cool. I love that just loose sketches, which I can only assume you'd have to do if you got the job of, like, do you want to, or do you want to be the guy who draws Metal Gear Solid graphic novels, like, and then just spending, I guess, months, if not years, practicing just drawing everything from the games, the characters again and again and again, just sketches and sketches, until you get to a point where you feel you've got it right. And then you get shit like that. Like, that looks like very close to, like, a Yoji Shinkawa piece. I love the sort of gruffness of Raiden, because he's quite fair-faced, isn't he? But he looks quite mean and gritty there. And then the Snake somewhat in the shadows. Great use of black and white media to get the scraggly hairs and stuff in there. Oh! Well, yeah, there you go. So he writes here, with respect and admiration to Yoji Shinkawa. So yeah, at least this piece looks like somebody doing a version of a Yoji Shinkawa piece. Much heavier, like, brushwork. Wispy lines, very sort of oriental, if that's not offensive, I don't know. My apologies if it is. You know, East Asian types of art inspiration, with the colours being very Yoji Shinkawa-ish. I have this one as well. That's a great composition. Snake's there. I guess Fortune with her gun, and then Ocelot. The light on him is great. Snake's face is fantastic with the shadow and the hair. And then just stuff in the background. I really like the way Ashley Wood does that with, I assume, digital duotone dots. Because it looks like it's just cut and pasted off a sheet, just scraps that he's got, and he just stuck them on, just, to create abstract shapes, just put shadow, whatever. It's just a really fun, lifeful, textureful look to it. And they used to say I was silly. I've been laughed at for it. For having my primary mode of listening to music, still to this day, being MP3s. I have a music library on my computer. Still Windows Media Player, I still use that. It works for me. It does what I need it to do. Full of downloaded, some legally, most not, MP3 files. For me to listen to my music. That's how I like to do it. They called me silly. They thought I was an oaf. They thought me stupid and dumb and old, I guess, and not with it. I used to be with it, but then they changed what it was, and now what's it is weird and scary to me. And it'll happen to you. That's from The Simpsons. They all laughed at me, always. I'd be in the stock room at the shoe store where I worked. I'd have my MP3 player plugged in to play music through the speakers they had there. And then I'd be like, oh, I'm going off to lunch. You can put your music on. So they'd go to unplug what they assumed was my phone and then plug their phone in so they could stream music from wherever. And then they'd be like, what the fuck is this? And it's my little MP3 player. And I'd say that and they'd be like, you still use an MP3 player? That's weird, Ewan. You're weird. But of course, if, for instance, there's no signal, you can't stream music. If the streaming service goes down for any reason, you can't stream music. If there's a certain song or album or artist you like and they take the music off of the streaming service themselves, or the streaming service decides not to play it anymore or edits it, or the artist takes one track out because they didn't like it and they keep updating and changing their shit, that changes your listening experience, not always for the better. So I feel I've never felt silly for using MP3s. I've always known, for me personally, it's the best way of listening to music. It works for me. There's no need to change it. It just fucking works. Of course, getting hold of new MP3 players is becoming harder and harder because they don't fucking make them anymore. Or maybe they do, but I've not really checked. I say that with no knowledge whatsoever. So fuck the lot of them. They don't know what the fuck they're talking about. I know what I'm talking about. I wanted to give him a bigger head, a bigger funny machete head. I sketched one out and I traced it, and now I'm gonna. That's what I'm doing. And it's the same with films. You want to watch a specific film, you've got to Google which fucking streaming service is it on, if any. And if it's not, then you've got to find some other way of watching it. And a lot of people aren't necessarily keyed into piracy, as some of us. There are many, many ways of pirating movies. There's a lot of ways you can just stream shit pirating in a more piracy kind of way. That I find useful. And there are sites that have available basically anything you could ever want to watch for free. Is it stealing? Kind of, but more often than not it's stealing from mega corporations, in which case it's fine. Do it. I encourage you to do it. But one of my favourite series is very much a comfort series of mine. It was Community, which I have spoken somewhat about before. It doesn't matter, it is what it is. I love that show. Brilliant. Stick it on. It's always fun. I enjoy it. Netflix took it down. I have a Netflix account purely for the convenience of it. in certain instances and circumstances. But they took down my favourite series, which was it was very convenient to have it on Netflix because I could just fucking watch it. They took down that one episode because of the mention of the word blackface in a joke. That wasn't actually blackface, but they took the episode down anyway because, oh no, blah. So now, of course, I'm going to pirate it. I'm not going to pay for another service that might have it. I'm not going to pay for the box sets, which would be like fucking, I don't know, hundreds of pounds. Probably not, but I'm making my argument, so I need to exaggerate the price. So I'm going to pirate Community from now on because otherwise I can't watch it. So fuck you, Netflix, for taking it down. You're encouraging me to pirate shit. Pirate shit on my pirate ship. Some of you may know where this is going. Porn! It's going to porn is what it is. Years and years and years I have been collecting and downloading pornography. I save images, I collect them, I put them into groups of images. I download videos and videos and videos. I edit out my favourite parts. Sometimes porn videos are like 45 minutes long. If they're Japanese, they're hours long because there's several like segments together. So I download those and I edit out my favourite parts into sometimes a mere minute and a half of my favourite part of a certain video. Sometimes minutes and minutes, whatever. And I save those files, I collect them, and I have disgusting amounts of memory dedicated to pornography. They called me a fool for download. Why don't you just stream it? It's free. Just stream it. Also, where possible that I'm fiscally able to, I pay. I ethically source my pornography. I support my friends that do it where possible, where I can. But also, I'm a degenerate and I get a lot of it for free and less ethically. But whatever. Just stream it, they said. It's free everywhere. Just stream your porn. Why bother downloading and collecting it when you can just stream it? Enter the UK government being the shitheads, enormous shitting shitlords that they are. If you are unaware, as of several days ago, really, the UK government put into effect now a law for the protection of children, stating that in order to view a lot of certain porn websites, certain websites containing the word hub or tube or hamster, you have to actively upload a legitimate form of identification to prove your age. You can't just click the box that says, yes, I am over 18 years old. You have to either upload a picture of your ID or have the system take a picture of your face. I think there's a couple of other ways. I've not really looked into it. This is just what I've gathered looking at the surface of it. Although I do have other information. Under the guise of protecting children, which I think this pen's run out. Or maybe it's just because I was trying to draw on glue and it doesn't like that. That's a shame. So now, just to fucking have a wank, you have to stop, upload your face and details. Like if it's, a driver's license, it's got your address on it, and you're just uploading that to a site. That's the thing. It's not the porn sites collecting or verifying your age and your identity. It's not the government doing it. It's being done by outside parties, people who have set up the verification system that is then used on these websites. They are the ones scanning your face, scanning your ID, taking your details, saving them somewhere, taking all your data, saving your data, which will inevitably be sold on to other outside parties, because that's how that works. That's always how that works. There'll be a data breach along the way, because there always is. The data will get lost, stolen, shared, leaked. And your name, photo, address will be attached to a list of users of porn websites. The filthier the better, I guess. All under the guise of protecting children, which it never is, because they've done the exact same thing time and time again. It used to be, well, I mean, these days it's drag shows, drag queens, protecting children. Don't let trans people in toilets because of protecting children. It used to be homosexuality's bad because protect the children. It used to be heavy metal music is bad because protect the children. It used to be Dungeons and Dragons is bad because protect the children. The satanic panic and all. Everything, they want to get rid of stuff that they see as different, that they see as degenerate. And they say, well, it's to protect the children, and who doesn't want to protect children? If you're against this legislation, against this law, it's because you don't want to protect children. And why wouldn't you want to protect children? What is wrong with you? You're going to prison because you're a groomer, because you're I don't know, some other form of evil person that wants to harm children. So we can do what we want because we're saying it's to protect children. And much more greater evils are done in that kind of way, under that guise. But this isn't even that. The only thing I can really assume is the data companies that put these verification processes into effect have some kind of links with government officials. They pay them off. They say, set up this for us so we can take everyone's data. Because, you know, in the US, they want to use is it the Palantir thing? They want to create a database of everybody for their own means. It's not for the greater good. It's not for the public health. It's for power. It's for money. It's money. Or it's always money. That's always what it is. Whenever there's anything like this, why would they do money? Money. It's always money. And because money equals power, if you have the money, you have the power, especially over political figures and whatnot. I think we're seeing plenty of that, proof of plenty of that these days. And I, maybe I'm not saying anything you didn't already know. And if that is the case, then that's fine. We can join hands in hatred against it. But it's another invasion into your daily living spaces under the guise of protection, when actually it's just about ownership of everything and monetizing everything. They're doing their best to monetize water, they've monetized food, they've monetized living. It's literally called cost of living, which you can say, oh yeah, but it's rent, it's bills, it's food. Yeah, it's literally the cost of staying alive. They've monetized staying alive. And if you can't afford it, tough shit, you're out on the streets. Oh, you're out on the streets? We're going to make that illegal. So then we'll send you to prison. And when you're in prison, it's legal for you to be a slave. So we can use you for cheap, if not free labour, which means corporations can save and then make even more money. Brilliant. Amazing. Wonderful. What a grand system we live in. Oh, is it a cynical outlook? Yes, but it's also what's happening. So I don't know what to tell you. And now they're taking our porn. They've tried a bunch of times to get rid of porn. And I mean, in some ways, I can't see this lasting. There's going to be some kind of pushback or something. And that's it. There's always ways around it. There are so many websites that show porn that there's always going to be loads of websites that don't ask for age verification that are outside of the jurisdiction of whatever government has put this in place. There's always going to be a way. I've already found a bunch of them. I've already bookmarked a bunch of them for my own means. Maybe I'll put out a list. I mean, with the amount of porn I've downloaded and edited and saved over the years, I could probably set up my own website. I'd probably make some decent money out of it if I really thought about it, but that's not the point, is it? I could do it as a public good. But then, I'd get on a watch list somewhere, I'd get arrested, be made a slave of the state. More so than I already am, of course, than all of us already are. One of the most egregious parts of it for me, though, is the fact that the people who make these rules never follow these rules. It's always the rules for the people, never the rules for the people in charge of the people. Ever. The amount of times, it's literally time and time and time again. This is a bit of a rant, so deal with it. Time and time again, somebody who rants and rallies against homosexuality is found, is literally found at a gay orgy with countless drugs, and they have to climb down a drain pipe to escape. People who rally against child grooming and child abuse are found either with insane amounts of child porn on their computers, or they have been found out to be soliciting minors for sex and those types of things, or straight up abuse children and are found out to have been doing that. The people screaming about it the loudest are trying their best to divert attention away from it so that they can never be found out, presumably. And so the people saying, no, porn is evil, porn is bad, they get prostitutes, they have computers full of porn, they do it all, and they do it all in much grander, more expensive ways than you or I could ever hope to. But, it's money. If you've got the money, you can do it. And that's literally laws are for people who don't have money. If you have enough money, in most circumstances, not all, but in most circumstances, you can buy your way out of almost anything, which is why certain rich people think they can get away with pretty much anything. And I don't even need to mention names. You know exactly who I be talking about. And it's just... So the fact that the porn... It's not even a porn ban, but the whole, identity verification thing with regards to porn sites. I'm angry about it, but not because of the lack of, or the lessened access to porn. That bit is annoying, but it's not the most egregious part of it to me. It's money being evil is what it is. It's money being evil. It's people who have money being evil, which is why they have the money. Because no good person has that kind of money. Because good people, if they have access to that kind of money, spend it on helping people who don't have that kind of money. So it's only the evil people who have that kind of money and then use it to do the worst shit you've ever seen in your lives. Welcome to the podcast! Hey, today we're drawing Danny Trejo as Machete. Doesn't sound right, does it? Machete! The big head looks good. I like the big head. I was a bit worried about it. I thought it might look a bit silly, a bit goofy, a bit bobbleheadish. But no, I think it looks really cool. I've managed to blend it in okay, haven't I? It looks all right. I'm happy with that. Machete! Do you reckon there's a Machete porn parody? Let's find out. Machete porn parody. What do we think it could be? Cockshetty? Sexy? I don't know. Let's hit enter on the search and see. Machete movie XXX parody. New XXX parody Machete. Parodia, that's a Spanish one. XXX parody porno, Machete. Let's try. Yeah, it's unimaginative. It's just like Machete XXX. XXX Machete. There seems to be several different versions, and it looks like they are all Machete triple X. They just don't put the effort in like they used to. It's a damn shame. It's a damn shame. It might be Fight Club, or it might be another book that was written by Chuck Palahniuk, who wrote Fight Club. Because I've read books, would you believe? And I think in either the book of Fight Club or another one of his books, the characters every now and again will bring up different porn parodies. I don't know if they're real or made up or not, but some of them are really funny. And it's another case of I can think of no examples right now, which is a shame. Maybe I'll do an episode just about that. Maybe because of the whole, banning porn, as they almost have done, I'll do a special episode dedicated to porn. And I'll draw a porn parody poster or something. I'll keep it tasteful because, YouTube standards. Oh, imagine that. Imagine a corporation with standards. What a fucking joke. That was a thing when, was it Visa or MasterCard or something, was banning OnlyFans from being able to have accounts with them because of, standards and stuff. They didn't want to be put or lumped in with producers of pornography. And it's so laughable that banks would look at that and go, no, because of standards. Fuck you. Fucking vultures. The lot of you. Leeches. Parasites. Making money off of people's misery. Talking about, but this doesn't fit our standards. It's got better standards than you. They just fuck on camera. You fuck people surreptitiously in their daily lives. Again and again. Fucking standards of bankers. Fucking pull the other one, mate. Machete! Danny Trejo is Machete.